The Burlington Center Mall was opened in August of 1982 and was valued at $10.5 million. However, by 2012, when Moonbeam Capital Investments purchased the property, that number had dropped to $4.4 million. Today, the shell of a mall sits forgotten by even the local Burlington people. But inside the decaying walls, corruption reigns king. During the filming of this story, the holding company Moonbeam did everything in their power to keep us out, and for that reason, our second interviewee must be kept anonymous.
After 6 o'clock, they getting dramatically darker. Then all the customer, even though I'm there, they are afraid to come in, because it's dark and just only 2 stores left, so they cannot secure their safety. The Burlington Center Mall, they didn't keep their promise.
What was their promise?
Okay, the promise is that to the whole tenant, they had a specific the blueprint, the plan, and I was waiting several years until they start working on according to their project. But they did nothing. They didn't do anything. Nothing, anything. When I move out of the mall, on the second floor, my store and Bath and Bath store, just 2 stores left. Okay.
Yeah,
because tenants was waiting for the mall is doing something according to their original schedule, but they didn't do anything.
It kind of just seems like they've been waiting for everyone to leave of their own accord, kind of like when Electronic Arts does something bad and they're like, they'll just shut it down and let it blow over, and then they'll bring it back to whatever they want to do. And if there's less people complaining about how they were just all told to do this one thing against their will, they think, I guess, that they'll get over it. So with people leaving out of their own accord, it psychologically is their own decision, like, oh, this is a place they'll go. When ultimately it's probably their goal for everyone to get out, so they could probably knock it over. I think the moment that Sears gets bought out with as little as left is that they'll actually go ahead and say, chop the axe, like, hey, we need you out, sorry, it's a failed business. And partly why they've actually been keeping on that pretty face as if they're supposedly trying is because they might very well get a tax write-off the moment that business fails, as businesses often get. So it's very possible that because they put the money in as a long-term investor, saying, yeah, we tried to help, but it didn't quite work, there might be a bit of a write-off on that. And there's actually several malls across America where you will find one Sears and a blatant empty mall. And just beyond that Sears point, or even at that point where there's the division, this is the other interesting thing that was brought to me the other day, that why they're shutting those doors at 4. Because it's not the first time they've done it. They've had to do it at other locations. In fact, they would actually put up a petition, like you already see halfway on the other end of the mall from some time ago, because they were going to supposedly work on it. And then that's it. You can't walk any further.
As if clinging on to life, Sears, as well as its constituent Kmart, are refusing to close in order to squeeze a few more dollars out of the pockets of these holding companies with bad investments. At the same time, those holding companies are putting pressure on the few remaining small businesses in order to gain a few returns through tax write-offs. In an age of adapt or die, it's high time that these large corporations took responsibility for their lack of efficient advertising and ingenuity and stopped creating eyesores throughout our country. Alex James, HomeTown News, signing off.